A wrestler who made a tremendous impact at PPW's last event was Will Roberts, who not only won a 3-way match versus Levi Shapiro and Joe DeSole, but faced Drake Frost, our champion, in the main event. So he will be coming back on March 18th to face Scoot Robertson of the Honor Society. Now, he has beef, so to speak, with the Honor Society because of what happened in that main event. Talk us through what happened and try to guess how that event might go.
I think Will Roberts surprised a lot of people. Like you said, PPW has given a lot of chances to kind of smaller wrestlers, considering we have a lot of large wrestlers and then a lot of smaller wrestlers. And what I like is a smaller guy like Will Roberts, classic, doesn't back down, clearly doesn't let his size get in the way of no matter his opponent's size. And for a guy who worked 2 different matches and came really, really close to taking the title off Frost, had to have been very frustrating, obviously, to lose the match the way he did. And so I like that he's coming back and almost working his way up through the Honor Society.
This will be an interesting matchup simply from the standpoint that, like you said, Roberts really came in and tried to make an impact right away. We've talked about those types of guys coming in. And I think that what Roberts brings to the table is, guys his size, and you're seeing it not just here, but all over the wrestling industry as a whole, is that these smaller guys are really trying to bring it upon themselves to go pound for pound with some of these bigger guys. And I really think it's interesting what Will Roberts has been doing. So I'm excited to see what he can do against Scoot.
Well, he took the initiative. He challenged the Phoenix Pro Wrestling champion, a man who is twice his size, Drake Frost, a very imposing man, a hard-hitting man who had just committed these horrible acts of violence against a referee. Will Roberts, he went out there, took initiative, challenged Drake Frost. He didn't win that match, but now he's doing the thing properly. He's going up through the channels. He's going to earn his way back up the ladder to a title match. And I think maybe if he gets back up there again, Drake Frost is going to have a hard time dealing with Will Roberts.
Well, there's a potential mental drawback that Will Roberts may go through where it's really tough to get your first taste as like a title opportunity, and then kind of that mental setback of having to go back down and face guys. It's tough to start out kind of at the top. And
I think if that was shaking him at all, he wouldn't be challenging Scoot Robertson. He wouldn't be going directly back to the Honor Society to get there. If he was
be waiting
that
to be
way,
booked or waiting to do something. Instead,
that's not his style.
Wanted his shot, wanted to work, picked another opponent, asked for a match. So, but it's something to look at though. It's an idea, a mental, handicap.
Yeah, and like I said, and I bring up what happened with Scoot, is like we're going to be watching for that because we talked about Scoot hasn't had too much success recently, and you can kind of get the sense that he's had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and that he wants to prove himself. And so what Will did on his first night, getting a chance to fight for the championship, in the main event of his first show here, all of a sudden, Scoot sees what happened. And I think, he wants the opportunity to show that he's just as good as Samurai, just as good as Frost.
He's looking for a big win because he doesn't want to play the role of the third man in the Honor
he
Society
doesn't.
anymore.
He does not.
And you can almost look at Scoot's current position as tantamount to where Drake Frost was when we started running PPW shows. If you look at the trajectory of Drake Frost throughout the run of PPW so far, it is just boom, 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 boom. And it's very believable to see Scoot sitting there in that shadow, seeing the exact path that Drake took and seeing, why not me? Why can't I do that?
Wouldn't that be interesting if he is the one who comes up
Precisely.
for a title shot against Drake Frost in the future?
And
that'd be very interesting.
I can't ignore the fact that there's some people who come to these shows and get behind Scoot a little bit. His antics in the ring aside, but it's going to be very interesting because these two guys really have to kind of this is a turning point for both of them. One of them is going to have to figure out which direction they want to go on here in PPW, and it'll be interesting to see.